I did not want to worry you prematurely. I was told it would all be rectified.
Who told you that shit? That Tariq nigga? You can't trust him.
I've served you loyally, Noma.
And you continue to do so. With a reminder.
I do. I want to work alongside you so I can elevate. Once you guys expand, I can run shit right here.
Bold of you to make demands after a hit on Monet.
Well, looks like we back now. Well, not necessarily. I just had to hop off of Diablo real quick. I'm on my honeymoon on Diablo. That shit getting too good. It's getting too good. So, yeah. But I had this idea, but I technically forgot about this until it just popped up in my head recently. So, it was really about the whole who was going to be the one to kill Noma, right? Now, I've been looking at mainly, I would say probably like 3 people who could probably potentially kill Noma. Now, obviously, Tariq is obviously number 1 because it's like after the whole tuition fund, which I said was basically like an anchor that was really holding him down because he couldn't really do too much because it was the whole tuition and, you know, earning his grades in school. I mean, regardless if that's still, well, no, that's done. That's done. So regardless, right? So since that was like basically the anchor that was holding him down, now that's gone. So his only option is to basically to kill Noma, take everything that she gotten, right? And then he would be there at the top. Like he would have the money and he would have the power that he desperately needs at this point because he doesn't have nothing, right? So you have him. And then I was also looking at Monet as well because again, Monet isn't stupid, and to be under Noma's thumb, she doesn't want nobody to be under her thumb. Now, after when everything I would say is like settled and resolved or whatever, like once she gets out the hospital, right? We don't know what type of change we want to probably like see from Monet, but regardless, it's just like she don't want to be under nobody's thumb, no matter who that person may be, right? And she's gonna figure out some sort of plan if it comes down to it to be like, okay, she's like Noma's gonna have to go, which is why I still believe that it's gonna be like Tariq and maybe Monet. I still believe that because it's like that whole thing that they got with each other. I think those two probably might come up with something to take out Noma. That's what I personally think. And then I was also thinking as well, like maybe Effie, because remember, like before like the whole thing went down between like Tariq and Effie, the whole plan was to figure out like, okay, who was Noma's daughter, right? And then hold the daughter for leverage, Anya, hold her for leverage to be like, listen, do what we say or we're gonna kill your daughter, right? That was the original plan. So I was thinking, like, if let's just say some crazy shit actually happens, would she be the one? Well, I wouldn't say, well, okay, like she would be there, but I don't think she would go as far as to like, well, she's gonna be the one to get the drop on anybody. I don't think so. I think she's just gonna probably like be there for like the ride, right? But again, I could be wrong. And what if that idea she like passes it over to like Kane, right? Like what if she like, you know, because Kane is just like being a simp right now. He's just like, you know, you might ride or die or whatever. And she puts the idea in Kane's head to be like, okay, what if Kane is the one to like take over? Because let's just say like in season 4. You know, the whole family first thing isn't really family first after when he finds out the truth that it was really Diana and Drew was the one that wanted Monet dead and stuff. So, again, he might be leaning on to Effie, you know, like, oh, what they did was wrong. They betrayed me, da-da-da. Well, that not really betrayed him, but tried to break the family even more. So, he's going to be, you know, leaning over to her, which is why I kind of could see, like, a manipulation on her part because she could probably use him. Right, she could use him to like, you know, further her own game. Who knows, right? Who knows? Like it can happen that way, but then again, who knows? Because Effie's just gonna be like, you know, she's basically gonna like do whatever she wants to do as long as it's gonna like benefit her. So who knows, right? Who knows? But like I said, the only 2 people I'm really like strongly thinking about like who can actually get the job done would be either Tariq or Monet. But the thing is, it's like Tariq is doing it because he has to, because he pissed all of that away. If Monet was to kill Noma, then wouldn't that technically be like some sort of like justification, because I was thinking like Monet would be like 2 for 2. Like she would have killed Mecca, and then she would have killed Noma, right? And then if she was to be the one in control, right? I'm thinking she would probably have it be like Kane and Tariq, because when everybody think about like Kane and Tariq is literally like the two sons, her two perfect sons, because she already got one son that's a street soldier, and then she got one son that's like a genius, right? Even though they're not blood related, but we can kind of like see the dynamic but between the two, like what they kind of like have. Like that's like she's like his second mom, right? We can all see it that way. She's kind of like his second mom, or more like his aunt, right? Right. So I was thinking like that could technically be the case, because after everything that Drew and Diana did, they might be excommunicated from the family, because again, Kane is a mama's boy, so I don't know if they're gonna still be part of that afterwards. But if she was to be the one to kill Noma, then I can kind of see it that way, where it just be like she only's gonna really need is really gonna be Kane and Tariq, and then Brayden, right? And then the street soldiers that they have. They're not gonna really need like Drew or Diana. I think I could see it that way, to be honest. I can really see it that way if she's the one to do it. But then again, Tariq don't want to be part of them anymore. He don't want to be part of them anymore. But again, it could be like some sort of peace offering. I was thinking, like, if Monet figures it out and be like, well, technically it was your mom that did it, and the peace offering would be like, if she doesn't come after Tasha, then it would be like, listen, if you don't want to work with us, right, when we kill you now, that's it. So I think it would kind of be a way of forcing Tariq to stay with the Tejadas. If Monet be like, listen, like, you know, your mom almost killed me or whatever, but this gonna be the new deal. Like, you gonna be under me. Because I don't think Monet would want to kill Tariq. I don't think so, because she liked Tariq. Deep down, she kind of liked Tariq. And remember that whole out of all of the children, you're the only one I trust, or whatever. Some shit like that, right? Some shit like that. So that's what I'm kind of leaning on to. Like, Tariq is gonna be, I guess, a slave. He might be a slave if that doesn't go down, right? Like let's just say, like, if like I said before, like if Tariq is the one to have gotten the drop on Noma, and then he kills her. But I feel like every time Tariq tries to like get close to either leaving or doing something, bad shit just happens. Like, the plan seems like it never goes his way, and some shit happens. Because remember back in season 2, where it was supposed to be, he was gonna blackmail Mecca. Mecca was gonna give him, I guess, like what, $3 million, $2 million, right? I think it was like $2 million, right? So that way he could no longer be part of the game anymore. But then Mecca was gonna kill him anyway, so he wasn't even gonna get the money. And then we all saw what happened at the end. So I think that is gonna be some sort of wrench into like Tariq's plan again, because it seems like all of this is just gonna be like another failure, where him trying to escape the game, but I think he's only gonna be like a slave again to Monet. He's basically gonna be like a slave to Monet, because like I said before, it could be that way. She could be like, listen, like, I won't go after your mom, but this is gonna be the deal. Like, if you don't want to work with us, then you die or whatever, because at the end of the day, Tariq is gonna need the money anyway. So he's gonna have no choice but to work with them again, if Monet is the one that's gonna kill Noma and be the one in charge. But if it's Tariq be the one to kill Noma, he's actually in charge, then it's gonna put things more differently, because now he's learned the game and he's, you know, gonna be the one on top. Now the real question is if Obi's still gonna be alive after all this. I'm gonna say maybe yes and maybe no. Maybe yes and maybe no, because Obi helped him out before and he got his face sliced, right? And then after the whole green cards thing, so it was like Obi really did look out for the boy. He really did look out for him. So the real question is if, because we know he's gonna help him out again, but will he live or die, or will Noma catch on and figure it out like, oh, you was the one and you gonna die for this, right? But before he dies, maybe Tariq or somebody comes in and they get the drop on Noma, because so far, as I said before in my previous videos, it was just like we haven't really seen Noma like that. Like, she's always been, you know, the one hiding out for like a little while. But now I think in season 4 we should be seeing maybe more of her, and she should be like put more onto the spotlight, rather than, you know, her like going away for like a long period of time. But like I said before, I'm leaning on to like the only two people that could actually get the drop on her. Now, I kind of canceled my idea of it being like Kane, because I was gonna say, like, if Kane was to be the one to step in and be like, well, he wants to like finally take over, where he feels that after since Monet getting shot, he worries for her like that because he doesn't want to lose her. So he figured that he should be the one to step up and take over, right? And who knows, it could happen. I highly doubt it though, but it could happen that he can like step up or whatever, and then Effie would kind of like be by him. But then again, as I said before, Effie, she's only gonna do what she want to do. She could betray Kane at the end, right? She could betray Kane at the end if some shit happens, or if Tariq is about to do some crazy shit or whatever. Because again, somebody is gonna end up dead. Maybe a couple of people, but somebody is gonna end up dead. And I strongly believe that next season, like, Noma is gonna be the one to die. But it's gonna be the real question is gonna be like how the setup is actually gonna go. Like, is it gonna be Tariq, or is it gonna be Monet? That's gonna be like 2 for 2 at this point, where she's gonna be like, oh, okay, like I finally did this. The real question is what Tariq is actually gonna do once when he has like everything, like all of like Noma's power, her status and everything. What is he actually gonna do? Because keep in mind, even if he is to kill Noma, right, and she's, you know, in control of everything, we don't even know who are her business partners. Like, does she even have business partners like that? Because she haven't been seen on screen like that, so we don't know what she's fully doing, right? She could have been like off screen. She could have been like, honestly, like, you know, driving up, maybe looking after her daughter, maybe not like talking to her or whatever, like maybe like, you know, keeping tabs on her or whatever, you know, doing something. But we don't even know what is her actual business partners, like what is she's actually doing, because again, she could be like, I don't know, doing something with the Serbs and we don't know about it until like towards the ending, where if Tariq is actually in control of everything, like, oh, guess who's back? The Serbs. And like, wait, what they doing here? Right? And like, oh, we was doing stuff together and she was distributing this and that. Because remember, when Noma said, oh, y'all gonna be like distributing guns and selling guns, and like, wait, we never did that before. Well, that's when Obi told him. He was just like, yeah, y'all gonna be doing that, but it was just like, we drug dealers, we not gun smugglers. But it's like, nah, you are. So all of this stuff that she's actually doing and been contributing for like so long, if she was to go away and the contributing stop, then again, there could be some problems. There could be some huge problems there, and Tariq will have to be forced again to like, okay, distributing like drugs and guns to like whoever else. It most likely could be the Serbs, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like, if that's not the case, then it would most likely be Monet in charge, and some shit might probably go down if she's actually in charge. But again, who knows. But comment down below on what do you guys think on who's gonna be the one to actually kill Noma, who's gonna be the one to do it. Because see, ideas just keep on coming in, man. Y'all better be liking and subscribing, man, because man, oh my god. But I thought of like maybe like the wild card would actually be Obi, because since that he got the green cards for his family and he's still working with Noma, he could be the one to potentially get the drop on, because he's always close by her, and it would make perfect sense for him to be the one to do it. Like, if Tariq and Monet doesn't come up with a plan to do it, then it would most likely be Obi. Obi could be the one to actually get the drop on Noma and actually kill it. Because remember, when Mecha killed the chef, even though Mecha knew that it was Kane, the one that was doing a little sabotaging back in season 2, but then he just killed the chef anyway to just prove a point, which was stupid. It was really stupid on Mecha's part to like kill a chef, because the chef was smart and he knew some shit, right? So what if it's actually in the reverse, instead of it being like Noma takes out Obi, but Obi's the one that get the drop on Noma and he kills her, right? That could be like their little trick to be like, okay, like, we gonna use you to do this, and then whatever else happens from there. Because it seems like Obi may or may not be in the game after when she's gone, but again, he might die before that idea could even come about. So again, we don't know. So that's why I said Obi's the wild card, if he could be the one to get the drop on her, because he's always close. But if not, it's either gonna be Tariq or Monet, and then maybe Kane, who knows. But I'm leaning on me strongly like those two to be the ones who actually to do it. But again, who knows. But yeah, Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yes. I'll definitely catch y'all next one.
I mean, you wanna be me, my nigga. I understand that.
Listen, you left Shorty in pieces, all right? I had to pick up those pieces, so you can't be mad at her for fucking with a real nigga.
Beta!